knew it, you guys. They just pushed that tree right there for me. Watch this. As I tried it and it went across the trail. Like, you gotta see, you guys. I'm like freaking out. Look at my hairs. The goosebumps. I gotta backtrack this to start it because I decided not to film it. Look at the trail. This is theirs. It's hidden. My motorcycle's over there. I cross this little stream. You just can't see it. And then I find it. Look, you guys, look how long they've been using it. There's no access here for a person. X, right? I just want to show you a little bit. Look how good it is, right? This is theirs. When you just know, you know. It's an amazing thing. I'm standing right there. No camera or nothing. I'm like, I just want to see what's going on up here. Look, there's another one over there. It just starts right there. And it goes up. And it goes up here. To these giant rocks where I zoom up to and we get faces. Look how clean. You guys, this thing just came down. I was like, oh my God. Right here. Oh, I found it. I've been looking up here forever. For 10 years. Thank you guys so much. Or maybe it was this one. All right. Look, you guys, it just happened. Look. Oh, I think it was this one. He just threw it. So where is he? See, there's this whole secret thing in here. And it has that clay. It's all clay down in here. Look at this, you guys. It can't be from anything else. And I've been finding him in places where I didn't think it could be because I thought I knew them all. Look at that. That's 3 separate trees all thrown there. With the trident in the middle. You guys, it's so good. So it was that one. It still has the dirt on. Just got thrown there while I was here. Look at that. There's some spot. Oh, they come up and down all the time. I knew they were coming from those rocks. You know how I knew? Because I've been staring at them and zooming on them for 10 years. And I was doing that. I just knew. I swear. Look at this. It's completely invisible from the world. You know what I mean? Like, there's the road. And it's on a turn. You'd never be able. You would never look here. It's how it's done. Nice look. Yes. It goes all over here. There's another structure there. Another path that goes down there. I knew these. I'm telling you, all evidence points that these guys are feeding in down there from these giant pyramid-like rock faces. They just come down much faster than you would think. There's impressions everywhere, but it rained last night. Like a lot. You got to see the footprints, you guys. If I was here, oh wow. What do you think about that little highway, you guys? It leads all the way up there. You see how used it is? Like, get one glimpse up there. There's a real old pine tree next to me. It's so big. Yes. That's either one of them or a marker. Right there. I'm seeing a Bigfoot face in the rocks, you guys. That's one big face. I knew it! You gotta see their spot that's up there. They come out like it's an amphitheater and just sit there. Here's the spot, you guys. I never knew. I look up here, but it flows. You know, you don't see these You can't see this. I'm up there all the time. This time of year. Soon I'll be in Bigfoot Universe area after July, end of June. I mean, remember how hard it is. There should be moose, bear, elk, deer, rabbits, coyotes, wolves. Where are they? And you want a being of the unseen world to walk out? How about you just film me a moose first? You guys have to realize how complex the earth that we live on really is. I'm talking beyond how complex you believe it is. Times that, whatever degree you came to, times it by 1,000,000. Without exaggerating. Who's that? I've been seeing this with my eyes for since I sat down. I'm wondering if it's one of them that stopped. Why is it two white things there? Can I get that on my knee? I'm out of breath and trying to hold my breath to zoom. Can you see it? Where is it? There it is. If it is one, don't laugh at me if you can tell what that is. It's hard to see here, but let's just good practice. Let's say it is one of them. He will not move. It's possible, but if he knows what I'm doing right now, he's not going to move. He'll just stay there and wait me out, and he'll win every time because I'm good. I'm about done in about 4 or 5 seconds. What is that? Because I'm also not really looking to steal too much either from them. I'm not here to upset or change anyone's world except maybe yours. I don't want to steal what's not supposed to be mine. If they don't want, maybe there's really good reasons for it, Couldn't show you a lot of it. You got to see their seats are in here. The birds seem very interested in me. This is like the 10th bird that's come up and then starts real close, making noise. Please pass. I wanted to show you. I walked around it, but look. So what I didn't show you was the middle. Was in there. I was above and came down a little bit. Look how defined the trail is, and it's completely blocked. Look, there's no way in here. I crossed a stream. Look. Oh, here it is. This is where I was. Now, so look at that. They did this while I was standing. Oh, so it's down there. Oh, okay. I'm I'm higher than I thought. I know. He must be really high if you think Bigfoot's real. I know. Your IQ is just soaring with the level of jokes that you tell. It's just you can't even say a word these days without it relating to something. Be I'm so high up today. You guys, I'm so high. It's we know, Mark. It's now that joke's funny, but not 30 years later. It just gets old. You can't be completely baked and do what I do. It's I told you, I dare anyone in the world to you want to switch? I'll tell you what, I'll make you an offer right here on this video. Your job has to pay enough, and I have to be able to do it. I'll do a better job at your job than you do. Well, I wouldn't normally, but just for this situation, for a month. You come here. I'll even give you some spots to go. Look at that turn on, you guys. Look at this. This is amazing. It's just that it got blocked by the trees. Yes, I want to take that home with me. That's a magic trident. Dude, they turn off. It's all marked. It's not Bigfoot either. I'm telling you. I know just for a fact. They told me, but they don't tell me the details. I just know it's not what we think it is. It is, but not right here. This is a little bit, I think, but it's more, they're smaller. Look. Check this out. Sasquatch Highway hidden. That's how they do it here, you guys. I've been here 10 years, had no idea this was hidden like this in here. I don't think many humans do. You can't see, like, so, in other words, if you're out the roadway out there and you look up, all you can see is a consistent slope. You don't see all of the terrain differences and like all the things in trails and how flat it can be in some places and boulders, and you just don't see there can be an entire environment in here. Like it looks, to me it looks all like that, basically all the way up. It doesn't look like you could come and live in here if you wanted to. Isn't that amazing? No humans, you guys, look, there's no footprints ever from a boot. See, look where I came. This is why I did this. I was like, oh my God, I went down this trail. There's a, I'll show it to you, because that way it completes the story. There's this tree that had just been picked up, right? It is stump and everything, and just put over the fence. It's one of their highways that follows this little stream. I was like, oh my God, that's how I started doing this. And then I saw their markers. I mean, look, you guys, it's not human trail. Like it's completely blocked off. Look, and then watch. Here, let me pause it so I can get over this. So that's where it all is. I would never guess. It looks like it goes straight uphill, you guys. On the camera, it never does, but you'd have trouble climbing that without sliding down. And then look. That's right to the, I was up in there. Never, I've been here hundreds of times going by and I've never don't stare at that. And I didn't know there was a whole environment in those trees in there. Let me show you really quick, even though I really don't want to, how this all started real quick. All right. So here's the way corner of the campsite, right? My bike's just over there. There's no way to go up. You can see there's no like trails up there, nothing. I'm telling you, the birds are telling someone that I'm here. There's a aspen trident right there. Oh, whatever, it's a trident. I come in here, I did a video here like years ago. I think it's on YouTube. I see the new topsoil. You can see that was me. And I see this and I'm like, hold on, does that come out of there? Because I know they did it because I was at their seats earlier, which are right in that pine tree right there. I know. Tell me about it. See, you can see this trail gets used. You can see how it gets walked on once in a while. X. Let me show you this tree. Floaters and then look. All right, not hard to believe. That's the fairy tree is just 100 yards that way. 200 yards. And look at this aspen. This dirt is from now. I don't know that rock, someone put that rock there, which is probably them. All right. I'm leaving. As you can see, there's no trails. Nothing. There's like a little, that doesn't go anywhere. It's just a little where a deer have been going up once in a while. But it stops. You have to go through that thick stuff, right? And then, so I go in here, and I'm just like, and I turn in, and all of a sudden, over here, I find a trail which leads to that. But it's theirs. Look, that's how it happened. Just to confirm, there's no stump. There's no place it came from. The stump's been gone. Someone just threw that on there. It's got old initials, which I found interesting. Keg. Oh, it says keg. Keg. Oh, they must have been. Maybe they had a keg party here. Keg 1900. So there's no other date. It's weird. And there was room for it. I wonder why they didn't write. I think that's what they meant. They start. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he drank too much of the keg. So either way, we know that's 1900s. It's pretty interesting that. So we know that. Let's take a guess. I'm willing to say it was like 19. If I had to really bet, probably 90s, something like that. 91, something like, It's probably not too much older. Although the earliest I found is 18 something hundred, written on the tree. It was legit. A guy dated it from my video. There's a guy that does it like professionally. He's like, I can date it from your video. He goes, that's real. I'm like, I believe it is, because it was in the middle of the forest. It's not like someone was trying to hoax. It was done like 100 something years ago, and it was the way that I said it, and he agreed. He's like, it's absolutely just in the right place. That when it rains, it's not hitting that side of the tree ever. It's just it was just in the right environment. The tree just made it. That some trees do. Hundreds and hundreds of trees over hundreds of years will fall down around one tree, and then for some reason that one makes it. You guys, I'm not here really in video form. What happened was it rained all night last night, like unusual amounts of rain we usually don't get. It was really weird. Sorry, I got a really heavy pack. I just walked up a really steep hill. Here we go. So I'm kind of stuck, you guys. It took me an hour. Think about how long that really is to get up here with my both legs down in this crazy mud. Something happens to the mud here when it gets wet, and it got real wet, and they let the cows in. You guys, I almost went down about 100 times. So now I'm stuck here. Let me take you into this magical forest. Classified. So this is a forest of fairies. As you can see, it's even gated. It's fenced, and I'll even show you them. Well, on the trees. There he is. This is so good. Watch. Now listen. Right above me, if you watched my 2 videos ago, here's the dirt. Now watch this, you guys. This is amazing. It's not just this. There's teepees down here. There's teepees, giant teepees in the middle of the woods. Their seats for the big guys are right there, right up there. They overlooked like everything. Watch. I'm telling you, some of what we're visiting are not what you think. They're like angelic. There's the fairy. Tell me what that is. That's an accident? Come on. It's no way. It's even got the arms, everything. It shows you who's here. Look how high up it was drawn. Whoever made that was probably very tall, using logic. I'm trying to figure out if you could tell someone walked. You wouldn't be able to until now. Oh, there's a new teepee structure. This is what I want. So up here. So you guys, the campsite, I did this breakdown at the campsite. And as I'm showing you like the weird wood and stuff, I'm like, just over here, like on the top of the ridge, I'm always looking at their structures. Well, that's this down below. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here, but I wasn't going to do this. I just was just checking on things. I got up early. I was up really early. I did some stuff online. I was catching up messages. I'm like, it was chilly this morning and really, really, really wet, which it usually isn't here. It's hardly ever wet here. So that's why I'm here. All right, now we're talking. This is a path that does get used sometimes. I'll bet you 10 or 20, 30 people come down here in summer. It's not much. There's paths like that, in regular places that people use 100 times a day, hundreds a day. I don't know. I'm just guessing. It's not one person this year yet. Because if someone walks down here, they'd have to be staying at the campsite. And no one's been there that I can tell. Even over the 3-day weekend. Look. It's not an accident. They always tell you. Here's some new rubbing. next to a Bigfoot. I don't know what if it's something that's not a Bigfoot, then why isn't it in a school bus? Why is it only fairies and Bigfoots? Why do people's brains just are so, like the program people are so desperate to get out of any truth, any real truth? It's incredible programming, I think. So we've had lots of rubbing just recently, the last week or so, and I don't see any tracks or evidence of, I mean, there was a bunch of them. All these trees have been rubbed on. Oh, and if you were to cut through here about a quarter mile, half mile, you come to the dirt road above us, at least a half a mile. And on those aspens facing into these woods are incredible new like Bigfoot's carved, like big ones, like 3 feet. And there's two on a tree next to each other. All right, so this is going to be the video. As soon as we get down here, let's see what it looks like. It seems to be some kind of meeting place. So up here, I don't think we'll make it up there today. I'm stuck here. I'm waiting for the roads to dry. It's so muddy, you guys. That's why you're seeing this video. It's not supposed to be the say all. Oh, we caught him here. See, look, here's one of the teepees. You get to the river and there's a teepee. Little teepee structure. This has been moved. Right here. You guys, I'm not kidding. I forgot. See, this all has something to do with it. Right here in this corner, there's some kind of system and structure, and I didn't see him or even think he was there. And then in the video, see, look again where he was caught. It's all chewed up and crazy, you guys. Right there, I caught him right in there, and it didn't look like that. It was a structure, but it was different. Oh wow, look at this, you guys. They did all kinds of new stuff here. Look. Yes, I like coming down to the river. Jimmy, if you're watching this, I saw you did something like a couple weeks ago. You posted something. You were at like some kind of a river like this. It was very similar. It might as well have been the same. I mean, look, that was pulled out and just put there. How could that be? They just... All right, I just had to explain this. I had to stop, get my headsets, plug them in, because I know exactly what's happening here, and see if we can see in the video as it goes. So they block the main stream, the way to go over. They blocked it, and it was the only people I didn't explain properly that come down this path ever is mountain bikes. Once in a while, and these are aggressive guys, like really good mountain bikers up here at 10,000 feet. There's no rookies. These are solo people. I see them like once. I see a guy like once every week or something out there. Not on the path, but like going up the dirt road to go to somewhere like this. And so the mountain bikers veered to the left of the main path because they blocked it. So they just started going around it. Now these guys blocked with a big boulder and a trident the path that goes around it. It's amazing. Maybe I should go up this path a bit. Everything has been messed with. That's what I like to see. I wouldn't be here right now if I wasn't kind of waiting for the roads to dry. Look at that. It's just everything. It's like, it goes all through here. There's seats up there. I've sat them and did a whole video of them up there. Look down here. See the other end of this, how they cross it on purpose. And then it's an X, but it's not just an X, it has a round. Yes. I don't think, in my opinion, so far, you will ever see anything in a place like this. So that was kind of my thought of doing this video, was to show you, to confirm, like, look, this is a place I've been for a long time, you guys. They were all here, and there's Bigfoots, or big beings that will sit, in certain places, but the things that are drawing on the trees, for the most part, and the things that are in the bushes and on these sticks are not Bigfoot. They're part of that world. And I think they've got those guys down patent, you just don't see them. That trident there, that little piece of trident, because there's seats right behind it. I've only seen another once, but he made me see him, and I barely saw him. He was jumping up and down, waving his arms at me like a cartoon. Seats. How do we know those are seats? Well, it's been eating for the last 3 weeks, and there's a giant leaner on an ancient tree with a teepee at the base of it. That's how we know. With an X right there. It's not pretty, but it's all them. All right, let's go. See the seat. Look, 1, 2, 3. Not, just one, and then they all meet up there and turn, look, into an X, which go to the eating, and a giant leaner. I don't want to dwell in here. I just wanted to get this done, so I had something to do. Look at all the sticks. I could go. Let's do that. Well, give me a second. See here, like it's not pretty, but it's blatant. You just have to look. And I can so see, even in this day, at my stage in this, how people won't see it, you know. You got to see how that's held from the other side. It's not pretty, but then look behind.
I bet you wouldn't have seen them. Notice trident at the bottom of the picture. You can barely see it. They're completely hidden right in there. This is how they do it. Most of the times they won't even leave the rocks from what I see, and where others will. It's a very confusing part of it because there is so many.
Carlos, you got him up there. Carlos, say hi to Mom for me. I'm seeing a lot of stuff underneath, all crushed down grass. That was just done. Oh, I know what's up there. That's right. There's this field up here. It's so weird how this open field is up here. Give me a minute. Look how pretty. You guys have never been here before. I've been really close. I've never seen this view. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna go see that later. I think I got structures. See, look, this is what it looks like, you guys. You can just see there's nothing there. You know, there's nothing there. And then you just look, and all of a sudden, there's something there. I've been right on the other side. Oh, this is theirs. Look at this spot, you guys. Way up here. All by accident. I'm stuck. I kind of want to see these trees. See how you come down from the rocks and you get these real thin caliber, like pricket or whatever they are. There's structures in there. I kind of want to see what they are. It's not, remember, that's not, to me, is not, if they're even in the most blatant spots right there, it's still not Bigfoot. Those are the others. Those are these. They're much more sophisticated than you realize, you guys, and advanced. Sasquatch and like friends like look like him. They're extremely advanced. Look at the spot. You guys, there's trails and everything to it. Wow. Look at this.
Think about it. You wake up, there's an app that you found out you have. Everyone has it now. You get to go to another planet that we found. And it's really easy. You just push the button, a light comes on, and you go. But you can't wear your clothes. You can't bring jewelry. Sometimes they do. But for the most part, you're going to have to go naked. Okay. So when you get there, you have to hide from, it's very simple. We have with our brain, we can hide from these other people so easily. And it'll crash all of their religion around the world if they see us. It'll affect everything that they've learned since the beginning of time. Everything, because it's all not right, right? Every single thing from the beginning of time they have believed and had faith in would be this. You can't even begin to understand the implosion of the crash of what a crash of religion would be across the earth. I believe it's something that no one discusses, but really is one of the biggest reasons right now that they hold things back, because all of the answers for entertainment purposes only, we're just having fun, is simply that every truth leads right to the feet of God himself. And when they show you, when you find out for a fact that your great grandfather's God and all of your families for generations have, it's been all for no reason. Think about how many billions of people this is. Okay, that's a fact. Even if Christianity was wrong, that's still a fact, right? It's no matter how you cut it, there's going to be billions of there right now. There's billions of people walking around wrong, if not all of us, in a sense, right? So it's not something anybody can really argue with. It's you would be naked in this other planet, and they would catch glimpses of you occasionally and think you were some prehistoric, like, they would still believe themselves above you because you're naked in the bushes running away. When really back home you got a $10 million house and a Ferrari, but to get there you got to be naked. Do you follow me?
That have been on their hands and knees worshiping a false god for 50 and 60 years. Literally, and that person's special, I think, to the real God. This is my own interpretation. I believe if that person was presented with the wrong God, but did every single thing they were supposed to do, were faithful, kind, and amazing, and never wavered, you better believe that person's going to heaven. Absolutely. God understands the deception here. He is going to judge you on your faith. He knows she would have been the best Christian that ever walked the earth. She was deceived. He's going to judge her on her character, on her faith, in the false God, because the false God is really him anyway. Oh, goodness gracious. Come on, guys, I'm in the field. Believe me, I'm right below. Some of my best places are right there. Right up in there. You can see where they cut the fields. Wherever they cut the fields, they've been forced into those tree lines. That's why the tree lines are so good at where clear cuttings happen, because that where they cut, those guys used to sit there. Now they're all where the tree line is, and behind that. All right. There's intricate structures down here. You want to go see one? Let's go. It's all off. Here's the field. Everything around the field's marked, and everything in the bushes is them. You know what it's like? This is like to me. It's like a playground versus like their seats. It's like they come down out of these rocks and mountains and stuff, or out of the ground, and they're just all through here running around doing something. There is seats. You want to see seats? Yeah. Last year there was a really cool structure. Oh yeah, they're down there. Here's the seats. So when you're in here, all you gotta do, no matter whether you're seeing structures or not, right, is just kind of look around, take your time, find the pines that have a giant white aspen trident in the middle of them, right? And then come down here, and here's your seats, and they're being so used, you guys. Look at the seats. Yes, I was in here once. That's how I know. Look at the sticks. It's all like someone was walking right there. Little guys. Look, in and out path. It's the hiding spot. Giant aspen trident. Seats. And it's not pretty, so it's like, it's all been done, so look, all the sticks are thrown off. Just so no one would ever know. You know, it's all done. Here's the structure. This structure used to be completely in the air. There's two here. Watch this. We'll wrap this up. Hey, Bigfoot. What's up, buddy? You guys remember this? I wouldn't be here right now, believe me. I'm stuck. This is getting stuck Bigfoot video. I just happen to know where I am. I was like, let me just do the ferry path real quick. Crow above my head for some reason. They haven't touched that since. They made this incredible structure. I don't know if it was a year or two ago I filmed it. I had just done it. It was incredible. And there's another one back there. And then this one is the big one. There's like all these arches going into it. Like, and it was tucked and it was holding that up. That fell a little bit. They haven't, doesn't seem, they've seen to have been in the seats, but not, they don't care that structure just is left. That's what I don't get, you know. And I can come back in 5 years and they won't fix that structure. There'll either be another one there or nothing will happen at all. There's the other seats, completely in line. There's the other ones, watch. And there's the other one right there. Watching the path on the oldest tree, pine tree in the forest. I'd say it's a good 145 years old, 150, maybe more. And then you come down, still on this trail, there's an X. There's your seats. I've had incredible experiences, not right in here, but right around here. These are the fairies. They just don't. They want to. She's watching me right now like that. I always think it's a she, but there's male fairies as well, guys. It's not always some girl. You got to get your head out of the storybooks. Although some of them aren't that far off. We give them personalities. We give them human personalities. And that's just not the way they are. You can see, here's your seats. Look. Really good. Considering they're trying to be discreet, these are really good. And then the leaner and how old this tree is. I think it's more than 150, more like 200. And then here's your view here. Let's just sit here for a second. It's still wet here. So up in this forest, this isn't like if you go up there, you end up at that campsite and they're just going when people are camping. As soon as they're done, they leave wood. It's a crazy thing. They really seem to care about people. The fairy type villages like this. They just can't say hello. It's like national security. I mean, look, there's like a totem pole. You got a Bigfoot there, right? You got an elk there. I mean, who's to say they don't draw on the trees? They draw everywhere else. It's not for you. It's for them. That's the way that's twisted up. I see it all the time, the way they cross the river. I just talked about that recently. Look at the end of it. That's that X. All right, good enough. Over and out. Whew. Love you guys. Do I have wood stuff? I want to quit this so bad. This is a new one. I was completely withdrawing. I'm like, I should just quit. Because it's so expensive, you know. Like, how can you complain about, being serious, how can I complain about begging people for to help me? Even no matter what I'm doing, I still need the help. No matter how amazing what I do really is and how badass I am. I can't, have this ridiculous habit that's draining my bank account dry, which is nicotine. Up here, it's like $20-something for each time you buy it because they have 2 taxes on it. And I was like, and I couldn't do it because I have a cavity right here. And I was just like, today is not the day. And I went, it cost me like $30 to get this because I had to buy the battery. The company I use went out of business. I gotta stop. It's stupid to begin with, but love you guys. Have a great day. Ignore the elks on the trees in front of me. The dual symbols. Everything's good. It's all good. They're exactly the same symbols. The one thing I was hoping is that it's not. I know it's the worst time of day to be here to have something happen. You could make it happen here. You just have to be here in the dark. Just sit right here in the dark. It'll happen. Believe me. You'll be like, what was that? Oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. And then when it finally happens to people for real, they're like scared to death. And they tell me, I was like, how come you always hide from people? Like, because we're afraid we'll scare them. And I was like, they said the same thing to me about me. And I was like, it's actually true because you think you're ready, but you're not. But when it actually happens, it just comes out right there. You will lose your mind. It took me like 2 months to get over that. It's all off. Here's the field. Everything around the field's marked. And everything in the bushes is them. You know what it's like? This is like to me? It's like a playground versus like their seats. It's like they come down out of these rocks and mountains and stuff or out of the ground. And they're just all through here running around doing something. There is seats. You want to see seats? Yeah. Last year there was a really cool structure. Oh yeah, they're down there. Here's the seats. So when you're in here, all you gotta do, no matter whether you're seeing structures or not, right, is just kind of look around, take your time, find the pines that have a giant white aspen trident in the middle of them, right? And then come down here, and here's your seats, and they're being so used, you guys. Look at the seats. Yes, I was in here once, that's how I know. Look at the sticks. It's all like someone was walking right there. little guys. Look, in and out path. It's the hiding spot. Giant aspen trident. Seats, and it's not pretty, so it's like, it's all been done, so look, all the sticks are thrown off. Just so no one would ever know. You know, it's all done. Here's the structure. This structure used to be completely in the air. There's two here. Watch this. We'll wrap this up. Hey, Bigfoot. What's up, buddy? You guys remember this? I wouldn't be here right now, believe me. I'm stuck. This is getting stuck Bigfoot video. I just happen to know where I am. I was like, let me just do the fairy path real quick. Crow above my head for some reason. They haven't touched that since. They made this incredible structure. I don't know if it was a year or two ago I filmed it. They had just done it. It was incredible. And there's another one back there. And then this one is the big one. There's like all these arches going into it. Like, and it was tucked and it was holding that up. That fell a little bit. They haven't, doesn't seem, they've seen to have been in the seats, but not, they don't care that structure just is left. That's what I don't get, you know. And I can come back in 5 years and they won't fix that structure. There'll either be another one there or nothing will happen at all. There's the other seats, completely in line. There's the other ones, watch. And there's the other one right there. Watching the path on the oldest tree, pine tree in the forest. I'd say it's a good 145 years old, 150, maybe more. And then you come down, still on this trail, there's an X. There's your seats. I've had incredible experiences, not right in here, but right around here. These are the fairies. They just don't. They want to. She's watching me right now like that. I always think it's a she, but there's male fairies as well, guys. It's not always some girl. You got to get your head out of the storybooks. Although some of them aren't that far off. We give them personalities. We give them human personalities. And that's just not the way they are. You can see, here's your seats. Look, really good. Considering they're trying to be discreet, these are really good. And then the leaner and how old this tree is, I think it's more than 150, more like 200. And then here's your view here. Let's just sit here for a second. It's still wet here. So up in this forest, this isn't like if you go up there, you end up at that campsite and they're just going when people are camping. As soon as they're done, they leave wood. It's a crazy thing. They really seem to care about people. The fairy type villages like this. They just can't say hello. It's like national security. I mean, look, there's like a totem pole. You got a Bigfoot there, right? You got an elk there. I mean, who's to say they don't draw on the trees? They draw everywhere else. It's not for you. It's for them. That's the way that's twisted up. I see it all the time, the way they cross the river. I just talked about that recently. Look at the end of it. That's that X. All right, good enough. Over and out. Whew. Love you guys. Do I avoid stuff? I want to quit this so bad. This is a new one. I was completely withdrawing. I'm like, I should just quit because it's so expensive, you know. Like, how can you complain about being serious? How can I complain about begging people to help me? Even no matter what I'm doing, I still need the help. No matter how amazing what I do really is and how badass I am. I can't, have this ridiculous habit that's draining my bank account dry, which is nicotine. Up here, it's like $20-something for each time you buy it because they have 2 taxes on it. And I was like, and I couldn't do it because I have a cavity right here. And I was just like, today is not the day. And I went, it cost me like $30 to get this because I had to buy the battery. The company I use went out of business. I gotta stop. It's stupid to begin with, but love you guys. Have a great day. Ignore the elks on the trees in front of me. The dual symbols. Everything's good. It's all good. They're exactly the same symbols. The one thing I was hoping is that it's not. I know it's the worst time of day to be here to have something happen. You could make it happen here. You just have to be here in the dark. Just sit right here in the dark. It'll happen. Believe me. You'll be like, what was that? Oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. And then when it finally happens to people for real, they're like scared to death. And they tell me, I was like, how come you always hide from people? Like, because we're afraid we'll scare them. And I was like, they said the same thing to me about me. And I was like, it's actually true, because you think you're ready, but you're not. But when it actually happens, he just comes out right there. You will lose your mind. Took me like 2 months to get over that. This seat. This is the eating. It's all on this tree. What's next? There's just something, to this whole world that we don't know about. I'm not talking about the magic or like advancedness or knowledge. I'm talking about there is something to everything. That's why regular people that aren't even like into anything will tell you that you're in the Matrix or whatever, because I told you we all end up in the same place. No matter how logical or what your answer is, you're still talking about the unseen world. And it's amazing how I believe how altered our life is. We've been literally put in, not just by other people, but like God or aliens into our own realm, our own reality. So it is a reality, but it's not the only one. It was a created reality. It's not a natural reality. That's my opinion. Does that make sense? So look at that. Not only does that X, right, like I showed you right there, but this the way this goes to where he was sitting. That's how it works, guys. It's all some giant like system, and there's like some teepee in there. Look at that. That's where he was, right there. If you see him, let me know. I don't see him. There was like some little black dude. Like black little guy. Look, again, the steps. I got steps recently. It looks like a face for a second. It's not though. Maybe it is. Is it? It looks like one of the owner's faces right there. Behind an X. It's actually not behind an X. It's behind it just looks like it. See, look, this is the spot, you guys. Look how clear that water is. Yes, you could drink that. Look how the tree ends and stuff. I think these videos are more important for you than anything else. Yeah, watch my blatant ones because that helps you get over the hump. But like, this is what you want to see because this is what's in your neck of the woods. Man, does that look like a face over there? They use these trees somehow. I don't get it. There's times where there's things that I've seen, you guys, that I don't want to get. Because I realized in time, there's been moments, a lot of moments, lots of moments where I've realized that, like I've known this is way out of my league, but there's been times where I've realized just how far it is. Like, so this is like way, you guys, it's like God.
If you don't believe so, just Google what an X used to be. It still is. We made it a used to be.
Okay. It's like God himself. Is that hard to believe? That's how you're here. Look at that one more time. Just everything. It's all connected to each other. So everything I showed you is connected, really, except that, look, the guy cut the town guy. I mean, it's the state. He cut the trail. He's cutting all of the stuff they did. You see, this is coming. That goes all the way to the teepee. Don't make me show you. Okay, all the way. It's that one. Goes all the way across the river, and there's one that goes on top of that. The teepee itself is connected to that, and it was really connected. But then the guy came and cut it. They do it every year. Like they drive up the dirt roads, make sure you can drive up the road. You can't every year. Every single year. Trees that I've talked to the rangers, guys. He's like, he wouldn't believe like what we see, like the trees that we have to move that we know were pushed over, you know. You'd be surprised how many of them, he said, that don't know. Like they're just zombies. There's only certain rangers and game wardens that are aware of this situation. Oh, I want to know a secret? I'll tell you a secret. So, you know who really knows? So it's any head game warden. So if you're like, not the guy you're going to see in the pickup truck, but like his boss that's never leaves the office, he doesn't know much, except that if anything, he has a list of if any of these things ever happen to call this number. And they all have that duty. What do you think about that? I bet you didn't know that. What are the chances there's another Bigfoot coming back this way? Right there. That's just natural because I'm really, really not smart. I listened to my TV and I tried selling Avon products and that didn't work, but Bigfoot's not real. I just know because the TV told me so. Wow. Another one. And done. I don't even know how they did it, you guys. This one can't be argued. Well, it can be argued it's whether it's a Bigfoot, but it can't be how it's done is amazing. It's done with like a computer, like a laser. It wasn't done with rubbing. What did you think about the fairies coming in? I'll show you as we go by again. You'll see it like older marks like this they did. So anytime you see this, they did it right there. That's how they draw the fairies and stuff like that. They're inside trees. You'll never see them like in a place like this. The only time to ever really see a fairy is when they live near you. They'll be like in people's. There's an incredible one that lived in this gal's backyard in the UK. It was real. And they got little attitudes sometimes, and they're magical, incredible beings. You've seen them in cartoons. You guys, you have to understand, nobody made this up. If they did, there'd be someone's name that invented the fairy. This is all real truth that's been spun into fiction for these times now, which is now being reversed by everybody because we're not stupid. Well, most of the people are, but look at that. They're not stupid. They've been tricked. That is one kind of crazy growth right there. Like, what would happen if you ate that? A lot of marks on this tree. Should we go over there? Another being. Just come on. There's a person. Here's what a person does. All right, I'm out. I just cut off the trail here before I got back because it's there's some trail in here like that just leads all through this. Look. Fairies. This is their world. This is real, and this is where it is for entertainment. But there's only seats. This is like temporary, once in a while. Always used those since the beginning of time. Let me show you why. You'll believe me, I think. Look at that trident. This was all used. This was all seats. Look how hidden it is from anything. There's nothing back there anyway. It was all runners like here.
Now, how do we know this lunatic is right about these being old seats? Trident Shadow. For the 1,000th time.
But it's been let go for the last 2 or 3 years. This is the ferry, still the ferry village. Give me a sec. That trident is insane. That works. That's a spot right there. Giant trident. There's a huge white trident right above it. I mean, that perfect one, right? It used to be. I don't think they're using it, or not yet. Or because they do like all their other spots. They use it and then they move over, so they're probably like over there somewhere. Their main seats are up there and always will be. And they have these other hidden little spots. It's like gathering places. The trail that leads there is ridiculous. It's almost ridiculous, you guys. It shouldn't be. See in here? They don't walk on that trail. They'll always be in here. Hardly ever will they walk where the human does. I'm telling you, hardly ever. Some insane structure right there. These trails, someone's walking in here all the time. This would just be overgrown like crazy. This is like the local highway. I'm sure the deer and elk as well, but these are feet paths. Around. If you only knew what I did. And where I just really was. I'd be one of the wealthiest people in the world. Thank God you don't all know. It's something I've realized through this, you guys. That like fame and fortune and attention, it's not something you want. Look, let me explain. You heard about people faking their deaths, like Elvis is still alive, Michael Jackson's still alive. Why do you think? Why do you think I'm not going to say who's true and who's not. It's not such a big deal, you guys, for someone to fake their death. It just became one through the TV. It's no big deal. It just told you they were dead. Why? The fame, the fortune and fame got to them. Nobody wants this. It's a nightmare. You just think that you do through the TV. You've never lived it on the other side of the evil that surrounds you. The sick, disgusting evil. And they just want a new life. Robin Williams. It just goes on and on and on. And I'm not saying that any of them aren't really dead, but there's definitely some that are not. It's no deception, except for the fact they just wanted to go back to being a person. They have one life here. They just wanted to be a human. And it's very hard to be a human when you're famous. With the influences around you, people aren't calling you Brad Pitt up to take them to church. They're taking them. They want to do the opposite with them. I just say Brad Pitt because it's a name everybody knows.
As you can see, this was built probably some long time ago, like a really long time ago. But I just wanted to show you real quick. That's how it works in these places. They come out of these special holes. Sometimes you can't even see. They told me, one guy was literally through a median told me, he's like, some holes not big enough for me, but he can still go in it. He said some not big enough. And I was trying to figure out what he meant. But anyway, this is how they do it. And a lot of them, they walk out of a hole like that, and they just sit and position themselves. So even if no one's there, like a human, I mean, it's hard to know exactly what else goes on, but they'll still be in that state, I believe. They tell me. So even if you're not there, let's just say you could teleport a camera there and it would fly around instantly. You still may just see what you're seeing on the screen because they're probably in position. They're locked on. They're just enjoying their environment completely safe. And it's possible that they're not just hiding from us.
We're in this field, energy overload when we're near them, and it could be just them controlling what you see. Sometimes I've been involved, as you guys know, in that situation on video. How squatchy those trees are. I'll try to look at the figure 8 one. It's insane up there. You can't get there. That's where I filmed the transparent, lucid being.
Okay, so what are we, an hour into this almost? So there's only like 10 of us that'll ever see this, right? I don't know how many people watch to the end, but it's probably not many. It's people that, if you're still here, it means I really like you. I am not kidding. There's no way you could still be here. I remember saying something like this years ago in a video, and I meant it then too. If you're still here, you're meant to be. I promise you. Remember, what I do isn't like other people. I'm the only one, like, like out there, like other YouTube. I'm not saying there's not other people like me, but like out there in YouTube land or whatever. You're special. And now what do regular people see right now? Nothing. It's very easy just to look beyond the nothing if they're there. Just remember when I show you these particular zooms and gave you that talk before, I have huge reasons why I know for sure what I'm showing you is legit for entertainment purposes only. So just know that whenever I'm presenting things like this, there's no opinion necessary. Like, you can have your opinion, but this is being presented as a 100% for educational purposes only.
Not right there, but the same thing. Just that way, ways a couple miles, 2 miles that way. I just got cell reception here, which is not really anything, but just enough for a message to come through, and it said Pam Davis shared reel, which is just kind of cool if you're Pam, because then, if someone says your name and you're like, I remember when someone, now I understand, because when people are like nervous around me, I'm like, why are you nervous? They're like, you're Colorado Bigfoot. I'm like, yeah, so what? Like, who cares? And like, as far as standing next to me goes, and I realized, I was like, oh, I do kind of get it, because I remember, I've told you this before, like, it was Utah Sasquatch was in a video, and he mentioned me. This is before, I wasn't trying to be on YouTube or nothing. I was just doing this and getting a huge reactions on Facebook. And then he said something about Mark Abel. I was like, what? I was just watching the video. I didn't know he was going to say my name. I'm like, Jen. Rio said my name. He mentioned me. He talked about me. So that's kind of cool, right? When somebody that's involved, that acknowledges you. So don't think I ever think I'm cool. I don't even realize it, but I do understand it, like, in a sense. This is the problem, Like an idiot. Actually, it looks kind of pretty now. It's got dandelions in it. But don't leave your toilet seat here. Yeah. If you're gonna come camp, don't bring a toilet seat. And you don't need to poop near just go off into the woods somewhere, and don't maybe bring toilet paper, like RV toilet paper with you, that it's biodegradable. I see people's poop that's why I got mad at the end of the last video. People's poop from 4 years ago is still there, because up here it doesn't rain much. And it's very dry. And then all the toilet paper is there, it's all mashed down and just left there right next to structures and stuff. And that's why I get angry, because he didn't know what he was doing, but it's just like, when humans don't think someone's looking, they're just pieces of garbage. A lot of them. So just act like a human when no one's looking, and then I'll be impressed.